You send a message, lock your phone, and the waiting game begins. You catch yourself checking the screen every few minutes, wondering why it's still dark, trying to figure out why she hasn't hit you back yet. Then the physical symptoms of the chase start to leak out. You send a second text to fill the silence. You leave your Friday night completely open, canceling your own plans just in case she suddenly decides to be available. You've stopped treating the interaction as an exchange between equals. You've placed a person on a high pedestal. Operating from this deficit means making choices based on fear. You say yes to favors and ignore glaring warning signs, terrified she might walk away. Your entire internal weather system becomes tied to external validation. A canceled date ruins your confidence, and a lack of incoming text dictates your mood for the entire afternoon. By tying your baseline self-worth to someone else's attention, you create a massive power vacuum in your own life. You're effectively surrendering your personal agency to whoever happens to be holding the phone on the other end. When you respond to a missed text with an immediate, over-eager reply or cancel your life to fit hers, the other person feels the weight of that expectation. They realize that your happiness is now their responsibility, a job they didn't apply for. And the natural response to that kind of pressure is to create distance. The irony of the chase is that the harder you try to secure that validation, the faster you push away the exact people you are trying to attract. To break out of this cycle, you have to look past your own anxiety and focus on the objective reality of the interaction. You need to measure the actual physical effort being made. In a healthy dynamic, the internal desire to connect converts directly into observable action. But in a one-sided dynamic, that loop breaks. You initiate every conversation and drag the interaction forward, while the response node remains entirely empty. It's incredibly tempting to make excuses for this. You tell yourself they're overwhelmed at work, or bad at texting, or just need more time to open up. You end up performing Olympic-level mental gymnastics to explain away their dismissive behavior, desperate to maintain the illusion of a connection when the data proves there isn't one. A healthy relationship does not require a sales pitch. You should never have to launch a PR campaign to convince another adult that you are worth their time. Constantly over-initiating signals that you don't value your own time. When you don't value your time, you're telling the other person they don't have to value it either. This silence isn't usually a malicious act. Most of the time, poor communication is simply a factual indicator that the other person isn't as invested in the dynamic as you are. Stepping out of the fantasy means reading the room for what it actually is, not what you want it to be. You have to accept the behavioral data right in front of you. Once you accept that data, your role changes. You shift from seeking approval to actively evaluating whether the other person is actually a good fit for the life you're building. The internal monologue flips. You stop nervously thinking, "I hope she picks me," and you start asking, "Is this person right for my life?" This radar chart provides a framework. Beyond attraction, traits like consistency, respect, communication, and peace determine a healthy profile. Measure their character. Do they communicate respectfully like an adult? Because attraction alone won't sustain a partnership. They must bring peace, not nonstop drama. Holding these standards has nothing to do with acting cold or playing games. It definitely isn't about adopting a fake, loud alpha male persona. Real confidence is quiet. It is the simple, unshakable belief that if a relationship works out, that's great. And if it doesn't, you will be perfectly fine. That security is built entirely off-screen. It comes from investing in yourself, hitting the gym, focusing on your career, and attacking the goals that give your life meaning. When your identity is rooted in a purpose-driven life that you actually enjoy, you stop tolerating poor treatment, and you stop begging for attention. And ironically, that is exactly when you command genuine respect.